Yeah, when it rains, the town gets really muddy here. Oh my gosh. The road is sinking. From Dawson City, you can see that the visibility is so much worse than yesterday, so I think I'll come back to Tombstone Park. Probably sometime in the future. I'll just skip it this time.
I looked up the weather forecast. It indicated that near the Tombstone Territorial Park, the weather was snowy at minus 10 degrees Celsius. Only the day before, the forecast said it would be sunny at 5 degrees Celsius. Not sure what happened to the weatherman. However, at the same time, I also noticed this.
I noticed across Yukon, there are a lot of marijuana shops.
Time to leave Dawson City, because now I have all the time I saved from not going to Tombstone Territorial Park. I decided to visit the nearby gold mines. After all, this is the industry that gave this region of Yukon its history. After all these years, gold mining is still a major part of the local economy. There are settlements now served as tourist attractions to showcase what boom towns in the gold rush era were like. However, due to the global event of 2020, all of these attractions were closed. Boom towns became ghost towns, which was what actually happened to the vast majority of these places. Nonetheless, gold mining and the surrounding pristine environment just don't go along, no matter now or back then. Something as simple as a creek, once upon a time, was loaded with the dreams of many men who came to Yukon for gold. All these years later, large pans were replaced with modern equipment, and this was not the only change. Roads were built, creeks changed courses, the earth has been scarred, and man-made mountains tower in the middle of nowhere, all because of gold. One day when the gold runs out, will the place be abandoned like the ghost towns? Who will restore the environment? Rather, will the environment be restorable after all? Once leaving the gold mines, I hit the road back southbound towards Whitehorse. The big construction I encountered on my way up was still going on. That means I had to go through the dusty gravel road once again.
Oh, here comes another section of the road under construction. On my way up north to Dawson City, I've already experienced those. Those were like the preview of the Dempster Highway. But I found that the actual Dempster Highway was easier to drive than this one. It was really muddy, and there was almost no traction on the road, and it was raining, and the pilot car was speeding at 60 km an hour and thinking that everybody can drive fast as they can.
Well, at least the weather is better this time. Many of the sceneries I already deemed as meh suddenly becomes the best versions of themselves.
So I'm here at the gravel lake again. If you remember, on the way to Dawson, I also passed by this place. The weather has been so much better since leaving Dawson. It was just rainy and cloudy, and once you pass a hill, you can see the vegetation kind of changed as well. So it was no longer like the tundra-ish landscape, so there are more trees. It has become sunnier.
Thanks to the greatly improved weather, I also noticed that Yukon had what is commonly referred to as the drunken trees, which were created by the melting permafrost. In recent years, this type of vegetation was widely used to estimate the speed of climate change, which put everything you have seen in this series so far in danger.
So I'm right now at the intersection of Highway 2 and Highway 11, and behind me there's a rock wall full of graffitis. I'm not sure why people leave them here, but yeah, it's an interesting scene here.
After the graffiti rocks, I had to make a choice for where I need to eat a meal. Like the previous episodes mentioned, due to the global event of 2020, all of the restaurants between Carmax and Dawson City were closed. I first went to Petty Crossing's only convenience store because the signage advertised that it had hot dogs. However, no luck. Community convenience stores like this one are all across northern Canada. Normally they're the one-stop shop for the community because it's likely also the only store in the community.
Mining Museum, 112 kilometers. It's gonna drive 112 kilometers just to see a museum. Alright, so I just arrived in Cormax once again. So I'm here to grab some dinner before I head to my next stop. So the restaurant here is really good, and I've been there, well, it's gonna be the third time now. I'll say this is so far my favorite restaurants in Yukon. There's a very close match, and that would be the Greek restaurant in Dawson City. One complaint about that restaurant is the Greek salad. So apparently they use the like the supermarket dressing instead of the classic olive oil combination. By the way, the name of the restaurant is called Golden Panner Restaurant.
Gold Panel Restaurant is a part of the Carmax Hotel, where I stayed overnight in the community of Carmax. While the hotel is mediocre at its best, the restaurant is truly a hidden gem. After dinner, I was on the road again. I needed to reach to my final destination before the darkness comes. As for my final destination, I don't even know the name of it. It doesn't have an address. The only thing I had were a series of instructions from the old couple who owned the place. When I almost reached there, a peaceful lake emerged from the side of the highway. I took a moment to enjoy the view after a long day of driving. A father from Alberta was also waiting for his daughter to return from a canoeing trip on that lake. He told me about the northern lights he saw the day before, during which time it was raining in Dawson City, but sunny in the surrounding area of the lake. He told me that there was a very good chance that I might see the northern lights if I stay in this region on that night.
Okay everyone, so I have arrived at the place where I'll be staying for the next couple days, all the way until the end of this trip. So I'm staying at a cabin or a small house by the Yukon River. I think the Yukon River becomes a lake, Lake Laberge or something like that. So yeah, this will be my base. I'm hoping to go back to Whitehorse and visit more places there, and also if time allows, I'll also do a quick visit at Haines Junction and visit the Klondike National Park, which borders Alaska. So this cabin slash small house is in a very cool setting. It's a fantastic place, and it has such an amazing view, which allow you to see northern lights right in front of your window. So I'm really tired right now. I'll go take a quick nap, and then hopefully when I wake up again, I'll see either the northern lights or the sunlight.
That evening, I had some poutine and just enjoyed the great views from the windows of my small house. At around 1 a.m., I took a random picture of outside. The setting was overexposed, despite in total darkness. Oh well, at least I could tell that the sky was overcast. At around 3 a.m., I tried the same thing, but I got pictures like these instead. To be honest, I couldn't see anything with my bare eyes, but these pictures looked amazing. I have to say, you can't trust photographers all the time. Sometimes they can tell lies, even with pictures that are worth millions of words right in front of your eyes.
The sign behind me says you're in bear country. I can tell that from the look in their eyes, they definitely think I'm crazy.
Well, of course I'm driving. I can't fly.